Hi and welcome to everyone joining us for this preview, which is pre-recorded on Wednesday for the meeting on Thursday, which takes place at the Vaal. The 21st of December, Thursday, that's the day you need to get your bets on. As the show is recorded early on, take note of the final declarations on the morning of the race meeting. Joining me on the line is none other than Alistair Cohn, who's having a whale of a time in the Cape at the moment. Alistair, how's things going? All looking good your side?
Yep, all good, thank you, Sheldon. I hope you and the viewers are all good as well as we now wind up towards the end of 2023. But first, we obviously got to get to Christmas, so hopefully this is a card that suits everybody. Well, there are a couple of races where I really like horses, but as you'd expect on a half-held card, there are a few races where you need to put your thinking caps on. But I think all in all, we should be good to go. The weather forecast for the half-helds over the next few days is very warm until the start of next week, so we should have no issues. I think the biggest point of interest on this card, Sheldon, is the configuration of the track. Low number draws down the straight could be advantageous because that false rail, the inside rail, is set at 0, so that leans towards inside numbers or low number draws down the straight. And as we saw in the World Sports Betting Grand Heritage just a few weeks ago when the track was wide open, it seemed pretty fair, perhaps with a slight advantage towards the inside, with the winner of that race being drawn towards the inside. So maybe that simplifies things. Maybe it doesn't.
Okay, let's get straight into race number 1. And looking at the first race, number 9, Khaki Boss, has the number 1 draw. So you could be spot on there with the draws. Then number 1, The Work of Life, is 15-10. Khaki Boss is 14-10. The Work of Life, 15-10. And then number 10, Miss Platina, who's drawn at 3, is 5-2. And looking at the betting, this trio have the race to themselves at 16-1 beyond these in the opening leg of the bipod. Alistair?
Yeah, the 2 scratchings make life a little easier. 4 Spring and 5 Life Lesson are out, Sheldon. But Life Lesson, funny enough, is the key horse here when you look at Khaki Boss, because out of the run to Courageous, Khaki Boss was beaten 8 1/4 lengths. There was an alarming drift about Khaki Boss, which surprised me. Not that I heard a word, but Lucky Hoodalakis is not afraid to have a go on his horse's first time. Well, certainly someone in the yard is, and this horse blew off the boards. That's also with this horse being quite well bred, albeit bred for further. Now, the reason why Life Lesson is the key horse is because Life Lesson finished behind Khaki Boss on the run to Courageous, and Life Lesson is no longer a maiden. So if that's not fuel to the fire for liking Khaki Boss, who should have scope to improve, then I don't know what is. I think she's a bipod banker in the first leg. When the Work of Life comes out as a danger, being a 10-start maiden, you know the depth of the rest of the field probably isn't all that strong. Miss Platina's got scope to improve, but stepping up to this distance for the first time with that breeding, I'd sit on the fence. I think Khaki Boss wins race 1.
Right, and then moving along to race number 2, where your suggested bet will kick in, which is the place accumulator, and you're going with numbers 2, 4, and 12. After Khaki Boss probably winning the first race, Craig Zaki and Lucky Hoodalakis will be looking to make it a Christmas double. Master Christmas, well named for the time of the year.
Yeah, it is the right time of year for Master Christmas. I looked at this race over and over again, Sheldon. Maybe I got intimidated by the big field. I hope not. I don't know whether I need 3 horses, but I've gone in with 3 horses just to be safe here. 2 Master Christmas, 4 Officer in Command, and 12 Global Reef. Who's my first selection? Probably would be number 2 Master Christmas on the back of two good performances with cheap pieces. I'm hoping the Hoodalakis Zaki combination fires up with a double. Went down the straight last time, although I wouldn't regard Holocene as a serious piece of form to follow. The point is at least Master Christmas is coming along the right way. Number 4 on the card, Officer in Command. Even though the debut looks like the worst run on paper, he stayed on strongly on that occasion, suggesting that when he steps up in distance, he'll be effective, and he's been exactly that. The last 2 runs have yielded some improvement. Cabello Matsanyani's riding very well. Mark de Kock had a winner in Australia. Well, Matthew de Kock had a winner in Australia with Mike present at Flemington on Wednesday morning. So that's the state that the yard is in. Officer in Command just has the numbers to recommend that a win's around the corner. He'll be doing his best work late. He's got the running style to suit the Vaal. straight as well. And then this horse number 12, Global Reef. I had a good long look at Global Reef. I looked at the replay again. Obviously, they've been winners left, right, and centre. Tagan's franked his own form. The second horse, Just Nuisance, franked his form. There's an indirect piece of form with Officer in Command. And when you look at it, Global Reef wasn't that far behind Just Nuisance, so there's definitely scope to improve. Form lines worked out well. Been down the Vaal straight before. Ordinarily, I'd give a horse like this another chance to confirm the debut, but the form is too good and the way that he ran on is too good to totally ignore. So that's why I've gone with the 3 horses here, Sheldon.
Well, I can't believe number 12, Global Reef, has drifted from 7-1 to 12.5-1. So it's absolutely amazing. So the value could be there with number 12, Global Reef. Scratched as number 11, American Spirit, in race number 2. We'll kick into race number 3 over 2,000 meters, and numbers 5 and 6 will be Alistair's selections. Number 5, Out of Dimension, from the Mike de Kock stable, last seen out 2 weeks ago. And looking at the form of this Vercingetorix, they're absolutely flying at the moment, the progeny. The last 2 efforts has come from a country mile back.
Sheldon, it has to be said first and foremost, it's not a pretty field. So 5 and 6, Out of Dimension and Darling Harbour wouldn't be the only 2 horses I go to war with in the pick 6, with Crimson Forest being a money horse that I would consider. Yeah, Out of Dimension has done her best weight late, but that's because there's been so much pace in the race. So it's not like, they were all stretched out and sort of doing their own thing, or that she was languishing near the back of the field. There's just been a good pace in those races. And I think in the penultimate start from the draw, they just elected to drop her in, and that worked out, and that running style seems to have helped number 5, Out of Dimension, find a bit of form and probably get the grasp for racing. Followed that up with a reasonable run behind Azaleas for All last time. There's a piece of form earlier on in the day with Azaleas for All. That's with number 1, The Work of Life, in race 1. So if she does something, that'll add a little bit of confidence with number 5, Out of Dimension, who, by the way, is a half sister to World Sports Betting South African Derby winner Aragosta, and also winner of the Stayers race at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth at the start of the month. So genetically, 2,000 meters, absolutely no issue. 6, Darling Harbour, I put in. She's a fit horse. She ran a nice race last time behind Beating Wings, who looks very progressive. The second horse, Succumvit, you won't get a price on next time out, so I think the form is going to work out nicely. It's plain to say that Darling Harbour was easily best of the rest. Pelisande and Paulie lost his rein coming out of the stalls. He reported back that she probably gets a length closer had he sort of been able to control her for the first few strides. On the run to give me another, Darling Harbour has Crimson Forest called by 3 lengths. You'd expect Crimson Forest to be a better horse over 2,000 metres, which she showed last time out. Yep, number 6, Darling Harbour. I think we'll hold number 4, Crimson Forest, but I've gone the 2 horses in the PA. Pick 6, you might want to respect the money on 4, Crimson Forest.
That'll take us into race number 4 at 14:25 is the time you'll need to have your bets placed. It's over 2,400 meters, so it will be a bit of a test of stamina for some up-and-coming 3-year-olds, taking on a few older horses in this race. And number 2, Universal Love, is shortening from 16 to 10 down 13 to 10. Number 5, Al Bayreg, is 7 to 2, and then number 1, Karapi, is at 9 to 2. So there's only 3 runners in the betting. Number 2, Universal Love, another one for Lucky Hoodalakis and Craig Zaki. Last time out, I see an alarming drift from 15 to 10 out 11 to 2, but ran a cracker, went second to Spring in Heaven. And you believe that the 2,400 is going to be right up her alley? Exactly where I'm coming from. Number 2, Universal Love. She's related to former PE Gold Cup winner Onesie. That was when the PE Gold Cup was run over 3,600 meters. For some reason, they moved it down to 3.2. But anyway, that's all academic in this discussion. The way that she runs on, the way that she's bred, I'd suggest that this is everything that she's looking for and more. At least she's progressive. Al Bayreg, very interesting, because he's declared to run on Saturday, just 2 days later, in a maiden plate. So he is a maiden. So what message I get out of that is that Al Bayreg is doing well and is ready, and also going over 2,400 meters for the first time. I'd anticipate that that's what de Kock's been looking for. Again, the Holocene form comes into picture. So from 2 races earlier, we have the form out of Master Christmas, who finished in front of Al Bayreg. So if Master Christmas dawdles up, then Al Bayreg will probably shorten. But I think number 2, Universal Love, just probably a little bit more
battle-hardened. The number 5, Al Bay Rig, as you mentioned, for the 3-year-olds, it won't be easy lugging weight going this trip, so might be wise to look for something down the weight. So I nearly included number 10, Indian War Dance, for what it's worth, but I thought in the PA probably didn't need 2 horses. Just going with my instinct that number 2, Universal Love, will be seriously effective over this track and trip.
Then moving on to race number 5, which will be run over 1,700 meters, and the due off time is 1,500 hours, and this is over 1,700 meters. At the early time of recording, number 1, Latuli, is scratched, so there'll be 8 runners to face the start at this point in time. Now, looking at your numbers, you've gone 4 Bronze Sword and 5, I think, Little Miss Swagger. Bronze Sword, Calvin Abib for Stuart Pettigrew, after winning the maiden, which was here in KwaZulu-Natal, beating Shoe Fella, has steadily dropped in the rating.
Well, there are a few things with number 4, Bronze Sword. First of all, the Pettigrew yard has come to life. He had 3 months of torture, but now that his son's come out from New Zealand to come and visit, it seems like Pettigrew's got his eye back on the ball. I like the way that he's coming to hand with his rating dropping, come down another pound for a fair run behind the front line last time. I'm a fan of that horse, the front line. I think he'll win races. So on that line of thinking, then I believe number 4, Bronze Sword, would be a big threat. But remember, this is a classified stakes, and in classified stakes, fillies get a very valuable pull at the weights. They get a very valuable sex allowance. And this horse, number 5, Little Miss Swagger, is grade 1 performed. She's probably not grade 1 level, but she's run a grade 1 level before. And if they believe that she's good enough to run in grade 1 level, she's got to be good enough to win a classified stakes. It's her 3rd run after a race. She now goes a distance that she's bred for the first time. Not that a mile and 1,700 is neither here nor there, but the point is she's run with far stronger than anything else in this race. There are chinks in the armor of a lot of horses. 7 Godfather's got to have a chance. My old friend number 9, Lebetio's in the race, but I'm done with Lebetio, unfortunately. So 4 and 5 for me. I have an inkling that number 5, Little Miss Swagger, will be the one they all need to beat, though.
There we go, race number 5, and take note, it is a classified stake, so take note of the best weighted column, where number 8, Solar Diva, is the best weighted, from number 5, Little Miss Swagger, and then number 3, Princess Aleria. Bronze Sword, as we mentioned, did drop in the ratings, but once upon a time was a 77, so I think we'll look at that and just ignore the best weighted column, and Bronze Sword will come to life. On to race number 6, over 1,600 meters, due off at 15:35. And let's just have a look at the betting in race number 6. It has number 10, My Lady Soul, at 22-10 from 3-1. Number 6, Lady Fallon, is 33-10. And then you've got 9-2 about number 4, Mary's Green Light. Now in race 6, number 10, My Lady Soul. Muzieni, 54.5 kilograms on the back, and we all know how good Tyrone Zaki is coming this time of the year and all the way around the year, but he's probably set My Lady Soul up for a victory on this occasion.
Sheldon, when I saw My Lady Soul in this race, I said to myself, whatever price she is, she's a good thing. Now, there's a number of reasons why. First and foremost, her run to Give Me Another last time out. And I don't like rating horses retrospectively, but if you consider Give Me Another's now rated 118, if I'm not mistaken, and the conditions of the Betway Fillies Mile said that the winner couldn't get more than £6. All in all, Give Me Another, I think, ran to 108 in the Betway Fillies Mile. Therefore, strictly pound for pound, My Lady Soul ran far above an 80, miles above an 80. Go watch her penultimate start in a sprint. I don't believe she's a sprinter, but the headway she made up, I believe another 2 strides and she runs them down. That's how quickly she was finishing. So she caught my eye there. And I was a bit confused that Tyrone Zaki decided to run her in a feature race after that. I thought this would be the type of race that would be there for the taking, but we've got there anyway. This daughter of Master of My Fate has a nice light weight. There's Muzieni on her back. And for me, she's going where a lot of these horses aren't. I make her the best bet of the card. I'm almost prepared to say that Christmas is coming 4 days early, even though the money's down. And what was nice, it's refreshing to get an owner, put people into the right frame of mind going into My Lady Soul, because obviously DJ Jazzy D won with that horse wonderful at Hollywoodbets Greyville on Monday. Said in the interview, My Lady Soul's the next one. The money's come. I think that's good for the game. I think that's good for the punters as well, that they can get on, maybe hopefully share a bit of Christmas cheer. And by the looks of things, they're going to be the majority in the boats of number 10, My Lady Soul, on the back of those comments. For me, she's actually a banker and everything. I really, really like her.
Well, I love that. That's a breath of fresh air. You love to hear those comments coming through, and hopefully all the DJs, they'll be on, and the party will be on big time. Hopefully after number 10, My Lady Soul brings home the Christmas gift from the Tyrone Zaki stable, who surely knows how to set them up. We've seen them over the years. Tyrone Zaki set them up. We'll move into race number 7 over 1,000 meters, and you've gone with the high numbers here, numbers 9, 10, and 11.
Sure. This is where things get hard, Sheldon. I don't have a first choice here. The last 2 legs are just a matter of survival. Vaal Park and Life Goes On in their last run to What a Tiger. Wherever one runs, the other should be right there. I almost think Life Goes On is still fairly well treated. I know that comes off a £1 penalty for being a loser last time, and I know that in 3 starts, his rating's gone up £8. But for 2 wins, I can live with that. And the Binder yard, along with the Goosen yard, I'd say the 2 most informed yards in the country right now. So there's no reason to be put off the chances. Number 10, Life Goes On. I'd suspect if he doesn't win, he'll be right there. If that's my analogy with Life Goes On, that should be my analogy with number 9, Vaal Park. Vaal Park's got a nice middle draw to work with. Penultimate start over 14.50, just too far. Ignore that. Second one after a rest. So if you're a fan of that or not, that's for you to decipher. And then see, there's money on number 11, Sam the Wise Man, which actually annoys me a little bit. Ratings come down steadily. I don't know whether he's ready to win just yet, but I think he'll go close enough. I'm expecting some improvement. He's shown signs of late that a return to form, a return to winning ways is just around the corner. He's got a light weight of 52.5 kilos on his back. For me, no surprise to see that there's money on him. I think that he'll be in the first 4. He could be the money maker in trifectas and quartets. I personally couldn't put my head down, despite the confidence in the market. If he wins, I'll be okay in my pick 6 and my jackpot. But he's just not my type of bet, unfortunately. Number 11, Sam the Wise Man. But I've got time for him in this race.
That'll take us on to race number 8, and this is a major obstacle. There'll be 19 runners thundering down the track over 1,400 meters, and I see you've gone 8, 9, 15 and 17, and I'm sure to say you'd actually want to include another 2 or 3 to be on the safe side, but it is what it is, and the betting is 5 to 1 the field, so that tells the story. Number 7, Gilda Gray is 5 to 1, 15 Zoom Bomber is 11 to 2, number 11 Have a Party, and number 17 Anytime Champ are around 8 to 1. And then my lurker in the pack, number 1, Silent Trigger, from 14 to 1 is down 12 to 1. So throw number 1, Silent Trigger, into the trifectas and the quartets. But Alistair, race number 8, this is basically taking a dart and throwing it at the dartboard.
And we're in the midst of the World Championship of Darts. I don't know if you watched that, but that is such fun. I have to get over to London and watch the darts. That crowd is sensational. So maybe you've teed us up nicely with throwing it at a dartboard. Hopefully we can strike 180 here. Again, do I like anyone much? No. You've got to come up with something in the place accumulator. There is money to be made in this race. And I think the best and most logical way to go in my head would be to look for course specialists. So that's why I like number 8, Never Too Clever, more than anyone else. He's a Vaal straight specialist. Last time over 1,200 meters, he was doing his best work late. I think this distance will help him. 2 of his 3 career wins have come over this course in distance. Calvin Habib takes it out for Erico Verdenese. I just think course specialists down the Vaal straights is such a vital angle to look at. So with no degree of confidence, 8 Never Too Clever just goes into everything. I think that in a race like this, whatever horse you're backing, you're going to get the right type of price. So now the next thing is to win. Number 9, Full Go. Why have I got him in? He's probably ran with stronger in his last 2 starts. Jared Penny takes the ride for Billy Raters. He's an average horse. He's a one-time winner from 33 starts. It took him 31 runs to win, and he won a very weak Work Riders maiden. But 3rd run after a rest, Billy Raters needs the winners. So I'm thinking number 9, Full Go will run nicely. I thought thought his last start was fair under Jason Gates from the worst of the draws around the bend over a mile at the Vaal. So he's in. 15 Zoom Bomber, no surprise to see him near the top of the board. But on that run to jury's out, Zoom Bomber's got the beating of Anytime Champion Full Go. So that is the line of form that I'm using as my reference here. And then number 17, Anytime Champ. I mean, a horse that was, what was he once rated after winning his debut? 91, which was extortion. He's now down to a 53. So one of these days he's going to come right, number 17, Anytime Champ. And I believe when he does come right, he's going to win a few with his confidence up. I think that's all that he needs. Again, much like the horse in the previous race, is he the type of horse you can have a bet on? No. Might be Sheldon Peter's type of horse, but with the racing drop. But, there's been a few too many hints and no activity with number 17, Anytime Champ. So although I think he'll be bang there, and he might well get it right on this card, he's just an inclusion rather than a punt.
100% right. I do like a little bit of number 17, Anytime Champ, along with number 1, Silent Trigger. So there are horses to include into the play. But I'm fully with you, Alistair. This is a race that you're going to have to go as wide as your budget will allow. Now, your suggested bet for the day is the place accumulator. So we are going to bring that up on screen. And if you wouldn't mind just running through those numbers for all your followers out there.
Okay, so the place accumulator begins in race number 2 at 10 past 1. First leg 2, 4, and 12. Master Christmas, Officer in Command, and 12 Global Reef, the drifter in the race. By 5 and 6, Outer Dimension and Darling Harbour. By banker 2, Universal Love, who steps up in distance, so that's the first of 2 bankers. By 4 and 5, Bronze Sword and Little Miss Swagger. And leg 4 with the PA by banker number 10, My Lady Soul, in race 6, which is leg 5. I like her a lot. And then the last 2 races are open. 9, 10, 11, Vaal Park, Life Goes On, and Sam the Wise Man in the final leg of the place accumulator. And I don't think you can be too wide in this race because of the nature of the race. 8, Never Too Clever, 9, Full Go, 15, Zoom Bomber, and 17, Anytime Champ.
Well, thanks very much, Alistair, for all the input you do as we work closer and closer towards the end of the year. And all the best and festive season's greetings to you and the family and to all out there. And stay safe, and we'll chat to you soon.
Thanks very much, Sheldon, and sending those wishes back to you, to your family, and to all the viewers of the GTV YouTube channel. We got one more race meeting before Christmas on the half out. That'll be on Saturday at Turfington, which I'm actually looking forward to. But all in all, enjoy what's to come. Lots of public holidays and lots of reason to feel festive and jolly. So I hope everyone has a good one.
Thanks very much, Alistair. So that's Alistair Cohen joining us on the line. He's given us the lowdown and he's given us the DJ Jazzy Horse. So hopefully the DJ comes to the fore and the music will be playing all the way to the winning post. So that's a wrap from myself, Sheldon Peters. Have a top day's racing and we'll catch you soon.